Well, of course, as you were mentioning earlier, Alex, voting has closed and it's not long now, less than an hour, until we find out these results. And it's worth going over the process of this leadership election. Today is the second ballot of MPs. Yesterday, two candidates didn't meet that threshold of 30 MPs to progress to today. Today, there is no threshold. It's simply the last placed candidate is eliminated from the race. Now, the hope of the organisers of this contest was that some other candidates might see which way the wind is blowing and voluntarily pull out. That happened last time around in 2019 with more than one candidate voluntarily leaving at each stage in the race. Although, looking at the way things are going, it's unlikely that we're going to see a voluntary dropout at this stage, especially as there is a weekend of campaigning to go. The next ballot, not tomorrow, but Monday. So really quite some time for those who make it over the threshold today to stay in this race and put across their case. And that's going to be a compelling vision for many of them. But yes, of course, the last placed candidate today will be eliminated. And who is in the running? Well, it looks like we're fairly certain to say that Rishi Sunak is picking up some support. Some people have declared for him today. He remains the first place candidate. It would be very surprising if he weren't the first place candidate at the end of today as well. He's followed by Penny Mordaunt, who had a remarkably strong day yesterday, although today her campaign has hit a few bumps in the road, not least Lord Frost this morning saying that, implying basically that she is an incompetent person to work with. Well, we'll see whether that has hit Penny Mordaunt's campaign, whether the momentum has slowed down or not. And of course, Liz Truss launched her campaign today as well. She's currently in third place. It will be interesting to see if she can remain in third place. Her campaign really trying to solidify herself as the clear candidate of the right of centre view in this contest, although she's challenged closely by Kemi Badenoch, who was 10 votes behind her yesterday, who is trying to close that gap, or at least add on as much today, although it's a tall task for her, of course, only having decided to stand in this election late in the day, never having held a post in cabinet either. The next person in the race is also someone who's never held a post in cabinet. It's Tom Tugendhat. He's chair of the Foreign Affairs Select Committee, and he has a small but strong backing. Whether he makes it across is potentially being weighed up there, because next to him is, of course, the Attorney General Suella Braverman, and she is probably the candidate along with Tom Tugendhat. Those are the two that are most likely to be fearing getting eliminated this time around. Suella Braverman has the strong support of people like Steve Baker, who is chairing the Conservative Way Forward pressure group within the party, and has had very strong lines on areas of policy, pitching herself as the most conservative candidate in the race. Will it be enough to be a broad enough appeal to get more MPs on side? Potentially not. But those three candidates vying to be the candidate of the right there, Suella Braverman, Kemi Badenoch, and of course Liz Truss. Whether one of them goes out and who those supporters will then go to is a very hard game to guess, because this is a relatively sophisticated electorate. Some might say it's a relatively treacherous electorate, and others may say that people have their own reasons for backing people rather than just following the leader of the group they were backing before. It may splinter in all sorts of directions.